1,554th regular meeting of the Board of Aldermen of the City of St. Ann will come to order. We'll rise for pledging allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. Everybody is here. All right, we'll have a open special hearing, special use permit for 10451 International Plaza Child Care Facility. Is there somebody present? You can please come forward and introduce yourself, please, and state your address. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Marissa, and we're trying to apply for a special use permit for Starlight Academy, which is an existing daycare center. The address is 10451 International Plaza Drive in St. Ann, 63074.
Okay, and everything went good with P&Z?
Yes.
Anybody got questions? What was it? It was the old kinder care, right? Or the one on the corner there? Right.
All fenced in and everything.
Is that the one with the big pallets of stuff out front?
There is, and we'll talk about that at the inspection.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, that.
I know.
It's got a pool too, doesn't it? Is it? No.
It's not, there is, but it's not operating.
Right,
It's not
that's right.
operational.
It's what?
It's
Not
not
in
operating,
operation.
it's not in operation right now.
Yeah,
Is it secured?
It is, very secure.
I still gotta do the inspection there.
Okay. Further questions? No? Okay, did you say, you had something else you wanted to say, or you just, when you do your inspection?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, well, thank you for coming up.
Thank you, sir. We'll write you an appointment tomorrow.
Oh, yeah,
To
I'll be
look
there.
in for inspection. Right.
Are there any more proponents? Are there any other proponents? Are there any opponents? Are there any opponents? Seeing none, we'll move on. Go ahead and vote on that now.
Yeah.
Entertained motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Good luck with everything.
Thank you, sir.
We now have public comment on agenda items. Public comment on agenda items. Does anybody wish to speak tonight on the agenda items? Anybody wish to speak? We'll move on.
Before we go any further,
Pardon me?
the lady that asked for that permission, I'd like to thank you and the group that decided to stick with that in St. Ann, appreciate that.
Thank you. Okay, introduction bills and resolutions. Resolution 2023-1, a resolution selecting the underwriter and acknowledging receipt of underwriter disclosures in connection with the execution and delivery of general obligation bonds, Series 2023 of the City of St. Ann, Missouri, and authorizing the purchase of certain security in order to effectuate the refunding of the city's outstanding certificates of participation, Series 2019. First reading, oh, that's it. Discussion, and that 2019 was the certificates of participation for the community center, for clarification. Discussion. And I see Joyce here. Did you have anything you wanted to comment about, or
I guess I should say a little bit,
you could just fill in the public for us?
and at least be up here in case you have questions.
Well, I think the last time you get to see my joyful face. So.
Exactly.
Up here.
So, the process has been, as you know, Matt and I have been working on financing details for a very long time. And we got to the point where we were basically ready to proceed with the financing. So in that conjunction, we got documents put together, we got a bond rating, we went out for a request for proposal for the underwriter to make sure we get you the lowest interest rate and best financing terms. And there were 4 proposals that were received, and in the resolution, we're asking you to accept the proposal from Hilltop Securities, who offered the best of the 4 proposals. So basically, that's all I had to say, unless you
Is
have
that locked in
questions.
then already?
Pardon?
It's not locked in yet until we pass this?
No, we're hoping you'll have a special meeting on the 20th,
Okay.
and it would be finalized on that date, so we have about 2 more weeks.
So if the Fed raises the rates, there's
possibility that'll come in probably another quarter or half over.
I'm concerned because it's rising a little bit basically every day. The good news is it did go down for a while, so it hasn't been just completely uphill.
You couldn't have got it in at a lower rate, locked it in for it? No?
Unfortunately not.
Maybe it's gonna go lower.
It could.
It could.
Well, the Federal Reserve Chair was speaking, so it never goes well.
Well, does anybody have any questions for Joy? Well, thank you for coming up and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
We'll see you at the special meeting. Further discussion? No? Okay, I understand a motion for approval.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Joy, do we need a roll call vote on that? We normally don't do a roll call.
I don't think it's
Okay,
necessary.
all right, cool.
First reading, bill number 3395, an ordinance of the city of St. Missouri, amending subsection B.9 of section 400.490 of the city of St. Missouri municipal code pertaining to the amount of accessible parking required in C3 regional shopping district. Second reading, bill number 3395, an ordinance of the city of St. Anne, Missouri, amending subsection B.9 of section 400.490 of the city of St. Anne, Missouri municipal code pertaining to the amount of accessible parking required in C3 regional shopping district. Discussion. Bob, do you want to just fill everybody up a little bit with that?
It changed very slightly from 25 parking spaces to 1,000 that we used to have. It's now 25 to 200. We have to have an extra accessible parking. And then it changed the aisle width also. We had 5 foot, it's 8 foot now. So in C3, and I also contact, what's his name, Ivan, who owns?
What?
Yes, Bob, and gave him a heads up whenever he does restripe or do anything in the parking lots that he's been compliant with that new ordinance.
Okay. Further discussion? Anybody got questions?
No.
Yeah, understand a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Singer,
Aye.
Pelker,
Aye.
Jerk, yes, Sparks,
Yes.
Murphy,
Yes.
Rockefeller, yes, Crony,
Yes.
Triplett,
Yes.
Bill number 3395 becomes ordinance number 3302. First reading, bill number 3396, an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with PCX Construction for pavement restoration. Second reading of bill number 3396, an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to enter an agreement with PCX Construction for pavement restoration. Matt, what's this project for?
This is, so the water company can reimburse us for, ripping up half of the, streets over, in Billsman.
St. Leonard? Okay. And when's this supposed to take place?
Well, their water
Already
company,
started, I think.
water company is wrapping up now. We hope to have a start date for our contractor, within the next week. Meeting and, they have, their same contractors doing, Ashby. So what we're doing is asking that they take care of, building it first. None.
Okay, further discussion? No. Understand a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Singer,
Aye.
Pelker,
Aye.
Jerk, Sparks,
Yes.
Murphy,
Yes.
Rockefeller, yes, Crony,
Yes.
Triplett,
Yes.
Bill number 3396 becomes ordinance number 3303. First reading of bill number 3397, an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to enter an agreement with MTI Distributing for golf course equipment. Second reading, bill number 3397, an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with MTI Distributing for golf course equipment. This is, stuff that's damaged in the flood.
Yeah, it's the debris blower, which we use pretty much every day. It cleans off the fairways and the greens, pulls it out. And then the others for the greens.
Green mower.
Yep, two very vital pieces of equipment that
Right.
we use every day.
and as we get further along through the FEMA process, there'll be more equipment that will be replaced.
Further discussion? Seeing none, I understand a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Singer,
Aye.
Pelker,
Aye.
Jerk, Sparks,
Yes.
Murphy,
Yes.
Rockefeller, yes, Crony,
Yes.
Triplett,
Yes.
Bill number 3397 becomes ordinance number 3304. First reading, bill number 3398, an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to purchase and equip one police vehicle from the Missouri State bid list. Second reading, bill number 3398, an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to purchase and equip one police vehicle from the Missouri State bid list. Discussion?
Is that the one that totaled out?
Yeah, this is the vehicle that got T-boned,
Okay.
over, yep, so.
But it says equip, that will be taking equipment out of the one that's
Yeah,
total, but-
but there's a cost to do that.
Right. We doing that in-house, or we gotta take it
Well, we have the company vehicle installer that comes out here and does all the equipment.
on site?
They've already stripped the car that was hit, so.
This is the person's insurance that hit us, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, further discussion? Seeing none, I'll understand motion for approval.
So moved.
Roll call.
Basinger?
Aye.
Belker?
Aye.
Dirk? Yes. Sparks?
Yes.
Murphy?
Yep.
Morgenthau?
Yes.
Crony?
Yes.
Triplett.
Bill number 3398 becomes ordinance number 3305. First reading, bill number 3399, an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with American Electric for electrical work. Second reading, bill number 3399, an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with American Electric for electrical work. Discussion. Matt, just give it a little quick.
This is for the community center. We've had LED lights, fail, down at the community center. And it seemed like it was more than just, normal failure with a couple of lights. So we had a electrical consulting firm take a look at, the same firm that did the lighting up at T. Meyer Park and did the lighting, down at, Ryan's, place, Public Works Garage. So they've taken a look at it, and their, 2 cents is that it's a power issue, from Ameren, which kind of makes sense. That power that goes into the community center has always been kind of flaky. And we do have a little bit of ability to monitor the power now with the computer, the backup power supply that serves the computer equipment down there, tells us whether there's an overage or underage or whatever, and that happens quite a bit, down there, so that makes sense. So basically what this is putting some, surge suppressors on the feed coming into the building, to filter out, some of that bad power. So hopefully that will help, we replace the LED lights that have gone bad. That'll help, keep those from, going bad.
And the electric company we're buying them from, can't they regulate that?
No, I mean, it's, because they're gonna tell you, they're gonna tell you that it's, every, like, example, when it storms or when the wind blows, power, with your house, your power can go out, okay? I mean, and, if you've ever seen your powers, like half go out in your house with the lights dim, the stuff doesn't turn off. Well, usually equipment that you have at your house, like your washing machine and your TV, they're not that sensitive towards that kind of stuff. But the LED lights are that's one of the things that are somewhat sensitive to power fluctuations. So, it's just
Do we have a backup generator down there?
we do.
Now, will this surge protectors help with that, or is this, it's only for the incoming from outside?
Yeah, but, generator helps about maybe 3/4 of the building, just give us some light, some adequate light.
This project here won't have any.
No, because the generator only powers the building when there is no power
A total
from
failure, yeah.
Ameren. So it doesn't kick on when there's a power irregularity as far as half power or whatever. Really, you can only do that, if we were building, we would spec out that the entire building be on a big battery backup surge suppressor that's in the back room. And so, it's very cost prohibitive to retrofit an existing facility to do that.
Sure.
So this is kind of like a compromise where we're putting a filter to try and, help solve the problem.
Further discussion? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Roll call.
Asinger.
Aye.
Pelker.
Aye.
Dirk. Sparks.
Yes.
Murphy.
Yes.
Morgenthaler. Yes. Crony.
Yes.
Triplett.
Yes.
Bill number 3399 becomes ordinance number 3306. Approval of the monthly reports and warrant list. Discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. We'll now have public comment on non-agenda items. Public comment on non-agenda items. Does anybody wish to speak? Nothing in you tonight, Ed? Well, we're gonna miss it.
You don't have that, could I have a comment?
I'll
with
come
the,
up with a list for you for
Public Works
next
guy.
month, Mike.
On the old Rock Road in Haiti, how much longer it's gonna be where that area there has been leveled out and smooth?
From the water company,
Yeah.
I can check on with the pavement restoration company, or department from the water company tomorrow. I have not got a ETA on it, but
Okay.
it's been like that a while, so you would think it would be pretty soon.
It's been a while since, you know.
That's multiple
Right.
different breaks at different times right there in one spot. So, I will check tomorrow morning,
Okay.
and I'll
It's
give
pretty
you a call.
bumpy through there.
It is.
It's really bad.
It is.
It's almost as bad as my street.
I'm gonna trade cars, I don't have a road like that.
Not as bad as mine.
You're getting a new one though. Let's not rub that in. Did you have any?
All the
Matt? Did you have anything else?
No, thank you.
We'll come back to you. I'm sure.
Okay, well, you,
Dan, do you have anything? Bill?
The tie-in holes.
I'm just gonna take, while I have the floor, Matt, I'm gonna take one more whine about my street. You know, Brooke's father next door, he's got some beautiful cars in the cars over here, the 442. He's had some issues and with the suspension is backing out of the driveway, we had to have repairs on it, so he repaired the street himself and contracted it out, about several $100, our public street. You know, it's getting aggravating. Our suspension, our car needs to be replaced. And now every time a UPS truck or a trash truck comes down the street, the whole house shakes. It's really bad. You hear it, you see it. And now if things weren't bad enough, all the gravel and stuff that, you know, Ryan's trying to do as best he can, but it's putting Band-Aids on an open wound. Everything's just washed down and clogged all the sewer drains, so our detention pond is completely clogged. It's now a retention pond, we got a lake. So the city's gonna have to figure something out here. I mean, my neighbor across the street has been going on down there and getting down in there and cleaning it out by hand himself for the last 3 years. Now it's so full he can't even get into it. It's just something's gonna have to be done. It's not the whole street like Ed Street, it's just a few corners that are bad, and there's really no way to patch it, so. I know I'm gonna stop whining about it, but it is gonna have to be addressed at some point in time. And for anybody to say it's not a Sanian street, that they never took it over, that's really doesn't have any merit in my book. If Bill Anderson didn't approve this street and didn't sign off on it, he was negligent in his duty, in my opinion. He should have either signed off on it or he should have failed it. And if anyone says it's not a city street, correct me if I'm wrong, if we're plowing it and maintaining it, it's a city street in my opinion. But, something's gonna have to be addressed with it, and it's not gonna be able to wait, it's gonna be done sooner than the list of streets that we got, cause I know that street's bad, and several others, and quite a few of them around here, but this street is really out of control, and people are having to do car repairs, and same way as St. Joachim. I know this is gonna be Amy's inheritance, you're gonna have that mess to deal with, but something's seriously gonna have to be done about some of these streets. I mean, you know, we pay some of the highest property taxes in the city in that subdivision, and we don't really get any bang for our buck, I'm just gonna say it flat out. But that's all I got, I had an event, I vented on Ryan today, I apologize for that, Ryan.
Not a problem at all.
So I was under the understanding that we worked with that subdivision to help get the TDD passed.
Yeah, I mean, the street is on the list. I mean, you know, technically the city, I mean, what the mayor's referring to is technically the city never accepted the street. So the street was built, it was not built to, the city's specifications. So the city never accepted the street.
But then it should have been failed, right, it should have been held accountable.
I mean,
If you're not gonna prove it, then you're failing.
I mean, normally, you know, there's a process that, this was all done before I got here, so I'm from, we did look into Steve Garrett, and I did look into this. And, you know, so basically, what we have is we've got a street that was never built properly. The city never accepted it, but the city never told the developer. Usually what happens is, when you build a new subdivision, the developer puts down a bond. And so then the bond is available, so at the end of when the subdivision is built, if the street wasn't built to specifications, there's a bond out there. And then a municipality would, you know, if they refuse to do it, the municipality would pull the bond and fix the streets to being brought up to specifications. Sometimes that's not done. I mean, I know of another example down in the city where I grew up in Sunset Hills. There's a big subdivision that backs into Tapawingo National Golf Course, all private streets. It's been going on for years down there, where the developer built crappy streets. And the cost to bring them up there's no bond, the cost to bring them up, you know, for big golf course houses is astronomical. Mike's Street is a little bit different. I've asked Mark Bacon, you know, to make sure that street is put on the list. I mean, the good news is that we don't have too many concrete streets in St. Anne. So, you know, we're working our way through
We have a gravel one.
the concrete, street, so, you know, we're assuming that the residents want concrete back, because that's what they've had.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
so-
80% of the
yeah.
street's fine, it's just the curves.
So-
There's certain locations in the cul-de-sac.
You know, and we did core the street, so we know, you know, what is there and what's not there. So, you know, Mark is putting it on the list, you know, I mean, the bottom line is, you know, just like everything else, we have a fixed amount of money. You know, hopefully, we're looking at, you know, we've made some, attempts to make sure that the TDD money is going as far as it can go. You know, but, the costs we're seeing, you know, especially this year, the costs were definitely higher than they were last year for work. But it was in areas where you wouldn't think that it would be. I mean, it wasn't necessarily the materials, it was the cost of the trucks to deliver the materials. That cost went through the roof. You know, will that go back down and stuff like that? Don't know, but, you know, Mark is taking a look at it. I mean, we're operating under the assumption that the city is at some point going to go in and fix the street. It's just a question of time.
Well, we're gonna have to do something about the detention pond. I mean, I don't know if you guys can do that when it gets a little lower or not. Our neighbors shouldn't have to be doing that. We're paying taxes for services we should be getting. I don't know if you guys can get in there.
I'll check with Steve Garrett. I mean, the detention pond is not necessarily, you know, if there's something we can do without
But it's
causing
the
more
street
damage.
that's causing the problem. It's not,
Well,
not neglect.
like I said, I mean, we'll take a look at it and see if we can do something, but what I don't want Ryan's gonna go in there and mess something up even more.
Those are usually done, are those usually taken care of from the neighborhood HOA and all that kind of stuff?
And we don't have an
I know you
existing.
don't have an HOA.
We do have one, but the guy that runs it doesn't even collect the dues or anything, and.
Oh, well, that's where it's
That's, something for you to do in your retirement.
Yeah. But, back to the point of our neighbors been doing it, but the problem is the street that's causing it. It's all, everything's washing down in there. If the street wasn't washing everything down in there, we wouldn't have an issue. So that, it is kind of the city's problem too. So, anyway, I just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention since I'm not gonna be around here much longer, but I'm gonna be up there with Ed, though, I guarantee you.
Now I got something to say.
Yeah.
Too late.
So you guys could duel over whose street gets done first.
Did you wanna come and say something, Ed? Come on,
I
Ed.
can say it right here, you can hear me. I just wanted to point out that we have a large number of streets, including my own,
Yeah,
that have not had major service since the seventies, and the subdivision you're discussing was built in the eighties.
yeah,
So,
yeah, it was not built to specs, that's for sure.
I understand.
Alright.
Well, we may have to annex your street in your area where you're not part of San Angelo then.
Yeah, I'm thinking we might start a movement, I was gonna start a movement, but then I wouldn't be a resident.
Take a
Be
vote,
unincorporated.
yeah.
Because Litz and Hobday both 1975, and they're not the only ones,
They're not.
by a long shot.
And Ryan, when the guys do come up, take a look at Farview, there's some pretty big potholes. People are swerving them on Farview, and I got a resident back here, and they're not coming close to having an accident, trying to swerve around a pothole, and that's the busiest street.
They'll be out this week on multiple streets, so I'll send them up there.
Brian, I'll talk about my street next week.
I guess my point
Your
is,
street
my
shouldn't have
week
too
to
many
turn.
issues, man.
Mayor, can the packet I put up there, or the chief put up there, is gonna start being done monthly. It's just giving a stats of some notable events and also where the tickets are written, so just
Okay.
information for you guys.
Anybody have any questions? Alright, thank you, appreciate that. Alright, anybody else have anything else?
I wanna thank Brooke for filling in for Chris tonight. She does a wonderful job every time, every committee I've seen that she's worked with, so, thank you.
Okay. We got close session? I guess I'll understand a motion for adjournment. All in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you both, have a good night.